Today, the adventure starts at the city office, or ward office, also known as a kuyakusho in Japanese. If you've ever lived in Japan before, you know that every time you move house or change your address, you have to come to one of these places and go through a bunch of painstaking administrative processes in typical Japanese fashion.
5 hours later.
Okay, it wasn't quite 5 hours, but it was definitely more than an hour just to officially register my new address. There's an interesting yin and yang balance to the perceived Japanese social efficiency. I mean, on one hand, it is very convenient living in Japan. Things are well organized, public services are pretty accessible, at least relative to other countries, and there is a kind of social harmony that you can feel here that you can't feel anywhere else, I think. But on the other hand, they still have such a slow-moving, bureaucratic approach to things that things like just changing your address can be a pain in the ass when it really shouldn't be. But I digress. I am now living in the Odaiba area of Tokyo, and I'm here just in time to catch the last of the sakura trees, the cherry blossoms. Today I've also got my Nikon F3 film camera, 50mm lens, shooting TriX. Odaiba is an interesting place to live. It's not a typical place that people would usually reside. The main reason I'm here is because of cheap student housing, and I'll be here for the next 6 months. It's known for a few things, one being the Toyosu fish market, which is where these trucks are currently heading. One thing I've found is that the sidewalks and roads are very wide and spacious. It's very convenient for cycling. This whole area was very recently developed and built on reclaimed land out in the Bay of Tokyo. You can see here the famous Rainbow Bridge in the background. Historically, these man-made islands were built out in the Bay of Tokyo as army defenses, armed with cannons and whatever else. These days, it's nothing but huge industrial factories or tourist spots. And on a nice day like today, it's perfect for a ride around. Although I have found it does get a bit windy sometimes, being so close to the ocean, the coast. In a way, it's perfect for cycling because you've got these very smoothly paved, newly built paths everywhere. But I can't help but feel a strange isolated feeling. It's too open for Tokyo, and it has this weird, artificial, freshly built feeling to it that makes me miss the previous suburb I was living in. Seems quite popular with cyclists. I've already seen quite a lot of roadies out on their road bikes. We're heading away from the industrial area towards the more touristy area, which is actually closer to where I live. This is the famous Odaiba beach, if you can even call it a beach. I think most Aussies would probably think you're taking the piss. It's usually packed with tourists, local tourists and foreign tourists alike, and on a day like today is no exception. I think open spaces like this are quite rare in Tokyo, so it's a novelty for people to come to a place like this. It creates a unique atmosphere, a brief respite from cramped city life. Because of how spaced out everything is in this area, I think it would be impossible to live here without a bicycle. From my place, it takes about 20 minutes to walk or train to the nearest supermarket. The freedoms afforded by having a bicycle become really apparent here. Also, this is probably my favorite shot of the day. I love the separation you can get from shooting with a 50mm lens. I found it's also the perfect focal length for shooting street photography in Japan, because you don't need to be super up close to your subject. And personally, I just like the way it looks aesthetically. Some very strange architecture in Odaiba. This is where having a carbon frame bicycle comes in handy, because you can just lug it upstairs. Although I don't think I was supposed to, because I quickly got told off by security guards for being up here on a bike. In the background on the right, you can actually see the dormitory where I'm currently living. It's quite a strange place to put a residence, I think, because this is also the most touristic, packed with shopping malls, and not really designed as a place to live. But still, I'm looking forward to exploring it more over this next few months, seeing what kind of photos I can take, what kind of videos I can make, and just getting out on the bike and seeing what this place has to offer. Drop a comment and let me know what you'd like to see more of. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.